How often have you asked yourself, what happens if I fail? What happens if I don't make it? Well, it's a common question. We've all done it. We're sitting there thinking about setting a new goal. We're going to make more money this year. We're going to improve our career. We're going to improve our faith. We're going to strengthen our faith. We're going to improve our health and wellness. Oh, man, that's a big one. We're going to start making our food. We're going to eat healthier. We're going to start going to the gym. Or maybe it's just we're going to improve our self-confidence. Whatever it is, when we set out to improve ourselves, that question pops up. What happens if I fail? Yeah. Well, the question is a good one to ask ourselves. We need to ask that question. However, it's the answer that needs work. And I'm going to show you the reality. I'm going to show you the truth about that answer with today's episode 17 of my Words of Wisdom. You see, we talk ourselves out of success a lot of times. We're scared of setting out to self-improve sometimes, and a lot of us may not be, but there are a lot of us that are. We're scared. We're scared of what's going to happen if we don't make it, if we fail. Well, I'm going to show you the truth about that. So let's look at that question. Let's take that question. I'm going to show you the real answer. And folks, this is not an opinion. This is reality. We've just got to change our mindset to see the truth. And today, you're going to hear the truth. So, what happens if you fail? There's a simple answer. You win. That's right. You win. Look, you may not win the battle, but you will win the fight. Success doesn't happen when you reach the top. It happens when you fight at the bottom. If you continue to try, if you don't give up, and that's the key, you can't give up. You keep fighting. You will win every single time, regardless of the outcome, regardless of whether or not you reach your goal. You will win. And I want to prove it to you. Here's 4 things that I want you to stick in that brain of yours. I want you to keep it in your mind when you set out for self-improvement and you start wondering, oh man, what if I don't make it? Here's why you win every time. Again, as long as you don't give up, you got to keep trying. Here's why you're a winner every single time. Number 1, you're starting a catalyst. You're lighting the fire. You're moving in the right direction just by taking action to improve yourself. Has nothing to do with how far you go or whether you reach your goal. Has nothing to do with it. You are starting something. You're like, man, you're pulling the cord. Here we go, and we put something in motion versus not doing anything. You can sit there and think all day long, every day, year after year, I'm going to do this. But, I'm a little afraid, and sooner or later, I'm going to do it. That gets you nowhere. By putting your goals into action, by putting one foot in front of the other, you're starting a catalyst. That's how you win every single time. That's the first way you win. Okay? The second way you win. When you set out to improve yourself, when you actually put in action, you're 100% further along than before you started. It doesn't matter. Let's say you set a goal and you got halfway to your goal and you just stopped. You said, I'm done for now. I'm done. Okay. That's 100% further than you were before you started, with a good chance to double your success. You got to open your mind here. Now, you can't just quit, because if you quit, you're defeated at that point. But you got to start again and again. Remember, no matter how far you get in your self-improvement, you're 100% further along than you were before you started. That's what I mean by you win. Lock it in. The third way you win, you're building momentum. Yeah, you fired this thing up by getting going, but now you're building more momentum. You're improving your odds of success in the future. You're setting yourself up to be better and better and better. And look, here's what I mean by building momentum. Let's say you set a goal and you get a quarter of the way there and you're just, you're fed up with it. You kind of stop, then you start again. Or maybe you need to change some things about your goal or how you're going about it. You're learning as you go. You're building momentum. You're learning what not to do. You're learning what to do more of certain things and not so much of others. You're learning to have a better mindset. But you've got to keep starting again, again, and again. That's the key, not giving up, not quitting. Here's a point I want you to always remember about starting again. And I've said it before in the past. It's been a long time since I've said it because I've seen the reality. I've seen the truth. When you think you're starting over, you're not. My friends, there's no such thing. It's a myth. There's no such thing as starting over. You're starting again. You're not starting from the same place anymore. You've learned, you went through the motions. Even if you're trying to reach your goal and you've only spent one day doing it, you're still gaining experience. You got me? So you're not starting over. You're starting again, again, and again, and that's what it takes. But every time you start, you're building higher and greater momentum. You're improving your odds of success in the future. That's another way you win. Here's a fourth way you win. You're becoming a leader. You're learning this stuff. You're using this experience to go through these motions, and you're working your way towards this goal. I'm going to get healthier. Maybe I was eating the wrong food at the wrong time. Maybe I need to apply myself at work in a different area. Maybe I need to meditate more. Maybe I need to work on different parts of my relationship. Maybe it's me I need to work on a little bit more to improve my relationship. Yeah, you're learning these things, trial and error, and you're getting it down. And guess what? You're going to be able to help others do the same thing because you know the truth now. You win. Now, I'll go back over these in a little bit, but I want to tell you a story. There's a reason why I'm sitting here in front of you. There's a reason why I'm talking to you about this, what happens if you fail. But my friends, I know all about failure. By the way, success and failure coexist. They do. They both need each other. Well, let me tell you about a time, it was several years in a row, that I failed repetitively, but I stayed with it. It was tough, but I fought through. In 2009, I decided I got the big idea. I'm going to shoot an exercise video. Man, I'm all excited about it. Are you kidding me? I've been personal training for a long time. I got this thing figured out. I know what exercises to do. I just knew all I thought I needed was somebody to shoot the thing. Stand behind a camera and get it done. Well, we did it. We shot it. And let me tell you, I was all excited. I thought it's going to look great. And when I saw the first footage, when this videographer sent me what he shot, I was shocked. I was so defeated because of what I was looking at was a circus, man. I was like, what in the world are we doing? I got three different people slinging dumbbells and bands, and you get lost in it, I was defeated. But I didn't stop. I did a little research, and I did it again. And the same thing happened. It wasn't as bad. I made a little bit of improvement, but I spent a lot of money, tens and thousands of dollars, a lot of time on this thing, and it didn't come to fruition. I shot it. I ended up shooting this thing 4 times with 4 different companies. On the 4th one, I got it right. It was outstanding. I shot this video. It's called It's All Heart, and I used it for those that are having surgery or have special conditions where they need to exercise in a little different manner. I was teaching people how to do it the right way. I figured it out. But man, let me tell you, I paid the price. I paid the price big time, because not only monetarily, I spent my life savings on this thing. Even took out a business loan to get it done. But I paid the price in terms of emotional turmoil. Why can't I get this thing right, man? Why do I keep failing? But what I began to realize was, I did learn along the way. And it took me going through that stuff to get it, because I really didn't know anything about videography. I knew a lot about exercise, a lot, but I didn't know how to transfer that from my mind onto a fitness video until I went through failure after failure after failure. It cost me. But you know what? I got a lot more out of it than just a good exercise video. I got the experience. I learned how not to do things. And I learned also that I got to do some research next time if I'm going to shoot an exercise video. So that's what happened. You know, it was absolutely a learning experience. But every bit of that I've applied to my life. Moving forward, when I counsel, I have people in front of me I'm counseling with, we're setting goals, we're talking about stress and anxiety. I've been through that stuff. But I've also found the solution to fight through it. The key word is you keep fighting. You keep fighting. I'm going to read a lesson to you. It's book 5, lesson 17. So this is the blueprint to independent success. I'm talking about goals and confidence here. It's all about confidence. We want that confidence. Here's lesson 17. Here's the quote. Missing your goal is never a loss. Failing to see there's no limit on trying is always a tragedy. Let me read that one more time. Missing your goal is never a loss. Failing to see there's no limit on trying is always a tragedy. Yeah, there is no limit. You place the only limits on yourself. Yeah. Here's what I mean. Here's the reality. When we set out to reach a goal, we must keep these two things in our head. First, regardless of whether or not we reach our goal, we're always going to get a lot of positive things from trying. Yeah. Secondly, we're the only ones who determine how many times we try. If reaching your goal doesn't come to fruition in the time frame you've set, you should reset your goal and go again. If the target needs to change a bit, change it and go again. And if you need to go back to the drawing board and formulate a better plan, it's time to draw it up and go again. Don't quit. Don't quit. You're making it. You're making progress. We are the only one who determines how many chances we get. I'm going to read that again. We are the only one who determines how many chances we get. So set them up and knock them down. That's right. Okay, so here's the plan. I can tell you, your initial plan to reach your goal will more than likely have to change. It's a normal part of achieving goals. Life will change your ideas. You have to change with it. You know, life's really good at changing the game on us, but my friends, you can be just as good and better at changing the game on it. So let's do that. When you realize you may not reach the goals you've set, concentrate on the things you did accomplish and the productive and positive things you did along the way that you weren't doing before you started. Remember that? 100% further along than before you started. That's one of the ways you win. Remember, your only loss is if you quit trying. Now here's your action, and I want you to do this today. This is what this is for. This is that catalyst I'm telling you about. This is how you start changing your mindset, and this is how you achieve emotional freedom. Here you go. Your action for right now. Write a goal you've had that you fell short in reaching. And with it, write 2 things you did achieve along the way. Also, set a date for your new launching point and go at it again. So you write down, my recent goal was, and then you write it down. And then 2 things I did achieve in trying to reach this goal were, we're pulling into positivity. This is how you become powerful. And then lastly, the date for my new launching point is, this is action. This is what we're doing. When you're setting out to improve yourself, regardless of what it is, it doesn't matter what it is. When you start questioning yourself, and when that question pops up, and it will, What happens if I don't make it? What happens if I fail? Look, automatically, you need to put it in your head. You win as long as you don't stop trying, as long as you keep going at it, as long as you keep putting in the effort. You will win the fight. You might not win the battle. You eventually will win the battle. But remember, success doesn't happen when you reach the top. It happens when you fight at the bottom. When you do start, it's a catalyst. You're lighting the fire. You're moving in the right direction. You've already won. And another way you win, regardless of how far you get in your self-improvement, you're 100% further along than you were before you started. And remember, if you only get halfway, you have a whole big opportunity to double your success. The third way you win is you build momentum. You're building momentum. You're improving your odds of success in the future. You're building a more powerful you for tomorrow, next week, next year. And the fourth way you win is you become a leader, because you're knowing it's not just the good things. It's not that you can not only tell people what it feels like to succeed, you can tell them how to see success when it is tough. You're becoming a leader. You show them the pitfalls to avoid. You're teaching people what you yourself went through because you are a winner. Look, when that question pops up and you start questioning yourself and you become a little scared, you become a little shy from self-improvement, and that question pops up, what happens if I fail? Let me tell you something. As long as you continue to fight, as long as you continue to try, you're going to win every single time you do it. And eventually, you're going to win the battle. I'm Bobby Wisnan. Thanks for listening.